Hey there guys, what's going on? Today we've got another video in our Best Weapons of Modern Warfare series. Have the recent 725's nerf got you down? Has the constant nerfing of your favourite weapon made you hate this game? Well, hate no longer. I've got you covered with a shotgun you probably haven't tried just because you've been sweating on kids with the 725. Today we are taking a look at the R9-0 shotgun in Modern Warfare, but just before we get into the weapon guide, let's try and get this video to 5 likes. The support you guys have shown for the videos recently has been just massive. I'm so proud. It's very cool to have people be watching the videos, giving them likes and subscribing and stuff like that. So thank you very much for supporting me and my videos. Also, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with the notifications turned on so you get notified when my videos go live. If you sub, there won't be a single M4 or 725 user in any of your games this week because they'll be too busy using the R9. Right, let's talk about the R9. Okay, so the R9 is basically the 725 with less range but more shots. If you've ever complained about the 725 not having enough shots to get a cheeky quad feed, well, you might just enjoy the R9 a little bit more. The one-shot kill range on this guy is pretty short, but I think it can be improved with some decent attachments here. But its two-shot range is fairly similar to some of the one-shot kills that you've probably been murdered by from the 725. But if you come across 3 or 4 enemies that are pretty close together and aren't really paying too much attention because they're sniping or peeking over a wall and not paying attention to what's behind them, you can really do some serious work here. Like just constant trigger pulls and you'll net some pretty nice kills. So starting us off with the attachments here, you've only really got 2 barrel options to choose from and they basically do opposite things. You've got the Forged Tac Sentry, which gives you that damage range and tighter pellet spread with the decreased aim down sight speed, or you can choose the Forged Tac Gemini if for some reason you want a wider pellet spread and decreased range. Like, the choice is pretty clear here. I'm not 100% sure why anyone would actually pick the Gemini over the Sentry. It's pretty silly, but it's still there if you want that option. I guess you go with the Sentry for mine though. For the muzzle, you've actually got 2 options here, surprisingly. Most of the time, it's hard to go past everyone's favourite weapon attachment, the monolithic suppressor. It stretches out that damage range and makes it a little bit easier to get those one-shot kills. Sometimes you get lucky with the R9 and hit some pre-100 nerf 725 kills, but they are very rare. Like, sometimes you hit one that's 20 meters away and you're like, that felt bad, but they're very rare. So, like with most of the weapons in this game, you want as much damage range as possible, plus the noise reductions are pretty nice bonus to get as well. But you've actually got a second option here, which unlike most of the guns in the game, which the best option is usually the monolith, you might actually be able to get away with using the choke as well. So the choke option is this one here. Now, I've not actually tested the choke out because I only learned of its existence while I was recording this the first time. That's right, this is the second time I've done this. But I'm thinking that the choke might let our shotgun friend here do a little bit more work. So try both of these out. Like, you want that tighter pellet spread and the damage. Like, that can't be bad, so maybe the damage range is equivalent to this, so try both of them out and see how they work. Like, you might notice that the little numbers here, the range is actually a little bit higher on this bad boy, so that's kind of interesting. So I think you might be able to use the choke while you're leveling up a little bit, so that does get unlocked at level 30. So once you're leveling up, or once you've leveled up, you might be able to try that one and then use that for a little while and then try the monolith and see which one you prefer. But definitely test these out because it's pretty cool to have more than one option here. In the laser department, I feel the 5 megawatt laser is your best option here. I considered the tac laser earlier, but then I actually read the difference between them and now I feel kind of dumb ever using the tac laser. The tac laser gives you that increased aim down sight speed and aiming stability and walk steadiness. Like, those aren't stats that you really associate with a shotgun, especially when you compare it to the 5 megawatt, which gives you that hip fire accuracy and sprint to fire speed. Like, this really is a no-brainer for a shotgun. It can take a little while to get the hang of hiding your laser sight if you're not used to games that have visible laser sights, but you can get away with it by pointing it very close to the wall or the doorway you think the enemy may come from. Or you can use it to bait people. Typically people see a laser and they rush towards it thinking they've trapped you with your own attachment. Haha, silly boy. I can see your green dot, and then bam, you've filled their mouth with your barrel and they die. So pretty good stuff here. I'd recommend using sleight of hand over a sight or the pumps options here. The R9 fires 2 shots per cycle, so you'll fire twice, then you have to cock the gun again, and then fire twice more. So it basically goes chung chung, chung, chung chung. So basically, it sounds a little bit more involved than it actually is. You pretty much just slam your fire button and you keep clicking or pressing that fire button, and you rack up the frags. Basically, you just get kills and kills, and then it's always good to have sleight of hand when you're getting kills like that. So you want to slam those shells into your gun so you can help click you more dudes. Like, it's pretty simple. And lastly, you want to use everyone's second favourite attachment in this game, the stippled grip tape. Aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed, there's not really much more I can say about that for a shotgun. Like many guns in the game, you want these stats to be as high as possible. You won't really want the ADS speed with the R9, but when you do, whether it is because you're shooting at someone at a longer range or if it's a reflex, you'll be glad you had the stippled grip tape on. So overall, this is one of my favorite guns to use at the moment. It does feel super bad to play with the 725 because you just dumpster kids, but it also feels super bad to play against it because you get dumpstered. Like, it's pretty simple. Whereas I'm actually having a blast with the R9 because you make people pretty mad still. Like, it's a shotgun that makes people pretty mad, and I can keep firing and I don't feel like a scumbag when I cross-map someone with a shotgun cross-sniper that is probably somehow still a 725. Look, I haven't used it since it got nerfed like 100 times, so I don't even know if it's any good or not, but it's been the benchmark, so still going to compare it to that. If you are looking for a weapon that's a little bit different but still allows you to compete and dominate up close, look no further than the R9. It is loads of fun to use, and plus you can get more shots with this dude than you can with the crappy 725 anyway. I'll let the rest of this game play out, assuming there is game left. Shoot House is probably tied with Hackney Yard for the best map in this game, and we had a blast in this one because we made someone very, very mad. I can't actually show it to you because it's full of swears and I didn't actually capture it properly. But if you did enjoy this, make sure you do leave a like if it did help you out at all. And it really does help me out by letting me know that you guys are enjoying the content. Remember to subscribe because I would very much appreciate it and it would very much help me out. Thank you very much for watching. Bye!